Hey guys, what's up? It's Oceanic here. I'm doing the breakdown of my build that I used in my last video where I fought the whole server, and because this build's very strong. It's not complete, it's not finished, but from what I made from about like 2 minutes of making it the day I used it, like I said, it's an extremely strong build, very tanky, but you still deal out a ton of damage with it, so let's get into it. I'm using an MP7. I've got 10.1k damage, but I've got a mods on it, so I'll go through all that too. I got self-preserved, which is nice because, well, you get health back, so it's really hard to kill you, especially if you're buying NPCs. What I tend to do is if I don't have heals, I'm close to dying, I'll just hit NPC hard because, well, I'll get my health back easier than hitting players. Deadly, brutal, pretty self-explanatory, especially responsive to there. Deadly, brutal, responsive, pretty just straight damage there. Max out my damage. There's that. And competent. Competent is probably one of the strongest talents in the game, because of how much damage you get for it. Because if you pulse, you're getting a ton of damage, plus multiply that like with competent, you're getting so much extra damage. It's insane. So these are pretty good. The only thing I would have liked is brutal replaced with fierce, self-preserve replaced with brutal, so I get the crit chance. Just swap those two and switch out self-preserve for fierce. Basically, I would have preferred that, but this is really nice though. Like I got all the damage mods really needed, besides fierce, and I got self-preserved extra. The reason I don't have 6 talents is because I have deadly twice. But my PB19, it dropped with responsive and deadly, so I re-rolled hurry for competent. I was looking for brutal because I was thinking about running a PB19, but I got competent, so I saw this and I saw an MP7, so I figured that'd be good. The mods on my MP7, I got a mag that has weapon damage and mag size. I do know a ton of people who use, when they're using an alpha bridge build or like a DPS build, they'll use mag size and rate of fire. I get that, but for me, as you can see, I run low firearms. Well, not low firearms, but lower than most people. And I'll get into that too, guys, on why I do that. It's pretty simple. I'll get into that later on in the video. So, but I go with this mag. It's pretty good. My optic, I use a T2 micro red dot sight. It's got 23% headshot damage, 7% crit chance, really nice. I have another one with less headshot damage and more crit chance, but it's only about 1%, so I just use this one. Muzzle, you can go 2 ways. You can go with either crit damage or crit chance. Since I'm using Savage Gloves in both builds, I use crit damage because I don't need the extra crit chance at all. Because add on pulse and stuff, I'm fine. Underbarrel is not perfect. I think I have one in my stash, but I'll have to go check that. I would prefer to have accuracy and hip fire accuracy, because I do that a lot. Because if you're hip firing and running around, you're harder to hit, and you're still hitting your target, so that's always good. So that's my gun. For the build, as you can see, I'm using a Firecrest bag. This is there because I don't quite have the right Alpha Bridge bag. It has armor instead of what I want. Plus, this Firecrest bag has heal on it, which is nice. I think I have a better one than this, actually. Yeah, I'm using the wrong here. I'm using the wrong bag here, actually. Let me switch that out. Okay. You can see all my stuff here. Like I said, I got a bunch of builds, so if you want to see more of these, yeah, this is the one. This is the one that really makes this build sweet here. The reason it makes this build awesome is because I got the pulse duration, and that pulse duration is insane. And at least I'll get into that later too. Here we go. So I lose a little bit of skill power, but I'm not going to use it. So we'll go piece by piece. This version of the build is the tank version. This is what I use if I'm soloing, because you don't need a ton of firearms, and I'll get into that right now. Actually, you don't need more than 3,000 firearms. Reason being is because if you're running more than 3,000 firearms, you're most likely running like 3400 firearms because you're gonna go over the cap easily, which is nice, I guess, to have the extra damage. But if you really look at your damage on your guns, you're not gonna notice that. Like this MP7 with the damage on, I'm doing 11.6k damage, which is pretty decent. It's not the highest you can get it up to, but it's not bad. So if you have a gun with brutal or responsive that you need to unlock, then what I'd suggest is just get your firearms up to 28, 25, which is the max I think you need for anything with that involves firearms, and just roll with that, because any extra bit of damage you get, instead of the toughness or the skill power, you're really hurting yourself. Because say you run 20k skill power, but you got like 3500 firearms, your heal's useless. Okay, it's not useless, but it's not good. And if you're running solo, you're gonna get fucked up, because you're gonna run out of med kits sooner than later, and your fucking pulse is gonna be weaker, and you'll get more damage with a higher skill power from your pulse than weapon damage will, because you get so much damage from like competent, responsive, all these other things, your pulse with their crit chance of crit damage, that it really outweighs the firearms. So make yourself more tanky, or if you have a good amount of toughness where you're fine with that, get yourself the skill power. Because I used to be the same way. I used to be straight toughness and firearms, but then I noticed how valuable skill power is, and more and more players are noticing that. But if you don't realize that, I suggest trying it out, and I feel like you'll like that better. But yeah, this is the first version of the build. This is just the tank version. Knee pads aren't what I want exactly. The roll is on 746 stamina, and with pretty much all my mods on my gear, I run a stamina mod with skill power. I think that is really awesome mods to have on your stuff. But major attribute, I would prefer to have crit damage, but I don't have that. Obviously, skill attribute I like to change as well. So like I said, this build's not perfect, but for a base build for Alpha Bridge, it is extremely strong. As you can see from my last video, it's extremely strong. But health, like I said, I'd rather change, but you know, you gotta roll with what you have. Here, same thing, 752 roll with my 160 and 1500 skill power on that. My mass, on every mass you want skill power. You're gonna want skill power because that's gonna help you do more damage and heal yourself, and it's gonna keep you strong. Burn resistance is decent, I guess. For a minor attribute, it's nice if people are using like fire bullets, or you're in an area with cleaners, you know, you'll stick out a little longer. Skill attribute, again, I wish I could change, but can't change that yet. My gloves, my Savage gloves, it has a low firearm roll. I think yeah, because I think the max is like 729, I think. I might be wrong on that. I think everyone knows this. Savage gloves, fucking amazing. If you're using an SMG or you're using a gun that's straight for damage, you're gonna want Savage gloves. I got crit chance, crit damage, critical hit damage, and 8% pulse critical hit damage. These were fucking amazing when they dropped for me. Only thing I had to switch was SMG damage. I think I had SMG damage on it, but it was like a really low roll. But I'm not sure about that. But I know I had to put that on there. I have another pair of Savage gloves, but this is a Savage gloves I'm probably gonna switch out for when I use Sentry, even though I don't use it that much anymore because I think it's cheap, which I can get into in another video. But I don't know. These are my Savage gloves. Pretty godly besides the firearm roll, but let's go into the vest. The vest's roll is 729, and then I put 2 of these on. Gives me a lot of toughness and skill power. I've got 731 armor, so I'm pretty much capped out at armor for this thing. I'm 18 below the cap, I think. 28, actually my bad, 28 below the cap, but increased kill XP, it's whatever. That's minor attributes, usually pretty useless. Protection from elites, it's not the greatest. I would rather have exotic damage resilience, since I'm not running 2-piece final measure. But it's not bad, I guess, because if you're in an area with NPCs and they're elites, I guess this is nice because you can tank them longer. You know, but that's the same thing with my tactician build, which I will be making a video soon because my tactician build's sick. But for this, protection from leech, it's not the best, but it's definitely not bad. You know, it could have been something worse. It could have been like health on kill, which isn't the greatest, unless you're running a lot of it. And skill attribute, obviously, for say it's self heal. That's it's really always nice to have, especially for your self heal. So holster is god. This holster is godly. It dropped with 737 firearms, 751 electronics, armor, and that first aid ally heal. I had to reroll the stamina. I forgot how low the stamina was. It's been a while, but this is a very good holster. I'm very happy with this. No, obviously, like I said, anything could be better. I could have 750 firearms, but this is a pretty much fucking awesome holster that I wouldn't trade in really for anything. So yeah, that's that. So with this build, the biggest issue with this build is I only do damage with my pulse. Reason being is because of the fact that I'm not using like a reckless chest piece. This is more of a solo tank build, you know. This is why I use the tank. So I'm doing 70k crits, pulse I do 110. And that's because of competent and my pulse going in on it. Speaking of which, I'll show you guys that. My pulse, 74.30% crit damage, 33.10% critical hit chance. My heal for me, since this is my solo, is a little under 65k, which is pretty good. It keeps me alive, and I get it back quickly. And that's the other thing that I love about my bag is my pulse. I get my pulse back before it ends, so I'm always in a good spot. I'm always doing a lot of damage because my pulse is up 24/7 with this build, which is really nice. So I said, this is the build I used in my last video. It's very strong. If you can get something like this with better skills and whatnot, like especially with the knee pads, try to get crit damage on your knee pads. Please do it. They're very nice. Like I said, my skills aren't the best. If I could get skills with like crit damage and crit chance on my pulse, I would do even more. But it's good right now. And I will now show you guys the other version of the build. I can't exactly show you what it would look like, but if I can just switch one thing and show you what it would basically look like. This isn't the best roll on my reckless chest piece because it's a 204. I would re-roll this 229 because it has pretty much everything I want besides the skill, except this is a 500k roll now because I was re-rolling it for my tactician build just to play around with it to see if I can make a DPS tactician build. So I have to use a 204. I'm still trying to roll for a 229, you know, but that'll come in time. As I said, this version of the build is not complete, but it's definitely not bad for when I do finish it. So I'm just gonna leave this because just imagine this is Alpha Bridge. Just imagine this is an Alpha Bridge bag, right? So the biggest issue with this build is I need armor because it's a shit reckless chest piece. So let me go for armor. Alright. I think I need one more. Yep, I need one more. Get max armor. That's the biggest issue with this build, but other than that, like once I do finish it, it'll be sick. It's not here. I don't think I need a armor, do I? I can run a little less. I don't care. Because as long as you like are like you have more than like if you're under it by only like a little bit, you're fine. Because the way it scales is if you're under it by like more than like 3%, you're gonna get fucking shredded. It's crazy. Oh shit, here. Yeah, Alright, there we go. That's good enough right there. So, I would, with this build here, I'm rocking about 3,000 firearms, which, I mean, I can't change that too much, with the build, because I have to, because of armor, but again, that won't be an issue for when I get a 229, reckless chest piece. Like I said, this build is mainly for DPS. It's not perfect, as I said. I don't have a 229 chest piece, but once I get that for Reckless, it'll be very good. I'll get the armor I need, and I want to use armor. I can get even more toughness and more skill power, so that'd be nice. Like I said, this isn't for solo. My other build I showed you guys was for solo because you got way more toughness. You got a little bit more skill power, not much, but you got way more toughness. I think that's way better for solo because they're more tanky, you're harder to kill, and you're still dealing on DPS. This one, you're obviously doing more damage because of the fact that you're using a Reckless chest piece. You got more firearms. Here, I'm doing a lot more damage. I'm doing 13.5k damage about on my MP7. And like I said, just imagine this bag is an alpha bridge. Alright? Just imagine that's an alpha bridge. But everything else stays the same. It's just I just need an alpha bridge bag, and I'll probably be rocking this. Well, once I get a Reckless chest piece, that's good. So this is the DPS, more DPS oriented build, and I run this with a group if I'm not using my Firecrest build, because I think my Firecrest build is better right now because I don't have a really good Reckless chest piece with that. But I do think though, like if you're running this build when it's complete in a group, you're gonna be the DPS guy. If you have like a group with a Reclaimer, a Tactician, and a Sentry, and you're rocking this, dude, it's good. Oh, that server's done. You'll be that group that ended the server, man. As I showed you my last build, I took over a server by myself with that last build. That was tanky, dude. So yeah, this is more DPS build. If you guys like it, let me know in the comments and whatnot. I got a bunch of other builds. I got a really good Reclaimer that's pretty much perfect right now for what I use it for. I got a very good Tactician that has pretty much almost every skill max. It's got 50k skill power. I want to say like 530k toughness on it too. It has no firearms. When I say Tactician, that's a Tactician. I can show you guys that it's great for PvP and PvE. You guys are interested in that. I have also got a Sentry build, which I can show you guys that build in our video, but at my standing on Sentry and shotguns is I'm against it. I used to be a Sentry guy, and everyone started doing it, so I'm not using it anymore because it's not fun. But if you guys still want to see a good Sentry build, I can help you guys out with that. I got, like I said, I got a really awesome good Firecrest build. It's got 42k skill power, 435k toughness, I want to say. It's probably my favorite build. I had the most fun with that build, outside of the alpha bridge. But like I said, Reclaimer, Tactician, Sentry, Firecrest. I probably do an update on this alpha bridge build once I get the pieces I need to fix it. So we'll do that. So I'm doing this video on the 17th. Hopefully I'll get it up the same day. Also, I might stream today, so you guys want to check that out. Link will be in the description, along with my Twitter, Instagram, and probably the link to the last video I did of the first build in this video that I showed you guys, where I was tanking the entire server. It was pretty sweet. So yeah, guys, just comment down below what you guys want to see in terms of builds, videos, games, anything. I stream a lot of games and whatnot, and I can take streams and post them on YouTube too, or I can just do straight videos from those. So yeah, so let me know about that. And yeah, guys, alright, I'm out here. Peace.